We have talked in other videos about how every organization deals with software bloat, right? So today we're going to talk about how you can actually audit and solve the software bloat that you have in your organization. So, number one, when it comes to cutting expenses or understanding your costs, we always like to start with the GL data. What we'll do is we'll take a tool like Power BI, we will hook it up to the GL, and we're going to be straight looking at spend across cost centers, and we are going to be drilling down to the transaction level. It's as simple as that. Simple doesn't mean easy, but it's simple. Hook up to your GL data, drill all the way down to transaction level, see what you're spending money on, specifically going into technical cost centers or GL codes, but you're looking at what technology vendors, what software, what applications are we spending money on a monthly or annual basis, and you're building a list. Once you have that list, every piece of software that you have spent money on, you are tracking down logins. So you are reaching out to people inside of the organization to figure out who has logins or access. You're getting set up as a user, or you're working with someone who can share their screen and log in and show you what's going on with that application. All right. So, step one, hook up to the GL and identify every single piece of software that you're spending money on. Step two, track down login information for each of those applications. Step three, once you can get into the applications themselves, you are figuring out functionally, what does this application do? How many users are using it? When was the last login date for those users? What is the cost? And how frequently are people logging in and using it? You're basically trying to figure out, is it actually being used? If it's actually being used, does it functionally overlap with other softwares that are actually being used, right? You're adding all of this to a list. Again, it's simple, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy. We create like a tracking spreadsheet where every single application is on a row, and then we have columns that are tracking how many users, how frequently those users are logging in, and then a description of functionally what the application actually does so that you can find functional overlap, right? Once you have that information, you're identifying overlap and redundancy, right? So you're going to identify overlap. Like I said in a past video, somebody over here uses DocuSign, somebody over here uses Adobe Sign, right? And so all of a sudden you find two applications that you're using that do the exact same thing, right? Or you find two accounts where you're paying for the exact same thing. You got a UPS account over here and another UPS account over here, right? And so you want to identify where there is overlap, where there is redundancy. You're also going to find some applications that you're paying for that have like 3 users and none of the users have logged in 6 months, right? And those ones, unless they're like some application that you only use annually and you actually need for some type of annual activity, you can just go ahead and cut, right? That's your first level of cut. That's your first level of savings. Then on all the other ones where you have overlap, redundancy, lack of use, you are stress testing them, you are consolidating, eliminating, and renegotiating. So consolidate, pick one. Adobe, Sign, DocuSign. Pick one, get everybody in the same one. Eliminate, get rid of the stuff that people aren't using. Renegotiate if you're consolidating to DocuSign or to Adobe Sign from a mixture of the two, or if you're consolidating 4 UPS accounts into a single UPS account. Renegotiate your rates, get bulk pricing discounts, make sure that you're getting credit for the full volume of activity that you're doing with this specific vendor for a better deal. Those are the things that you do that will lead you to optimizing the cost on software and technology expense, vendor expense, right? So again, start with the GL, step one, drill down and figure out everything that you're spending money on from a software perspective. Step two, track down logins so that you understand how to log into each actual application. Step three, pull the user volume, the cost, how frequently people are using it in the last login dates, understand the usage and then the functional usage of the application itself, and then consolidate, eliminate, and renegotiate in order to optimize your cost model when it comes to software. I know that was a very quick run through, but if you do those things, it's pretty simple. Again, simple doesn't mean easy, but it's pretty simple to drastically cut the amount that you're spending on software. If you're a larger organization that has a lot of software bloat, you just have to go through these steps of activities. If you're interested, this is, if you don't have the capacity, you don't have the resources to actually do this, but you know you could benefit from them, feel free to reach out to us. We can certainly help. This is something that we help organizations do, but you're also perfectly capable of doing it yourself if you can make the time for it. It just takes a lot of time to sort through all the different applications and the logins and all that information and compile it. But there is a lot of money being left on the table if you can properly execute on going through this activity. So if you're struggling with software bloat, this is how you solve it. Appreciate you listening. Drop any commentary that you have on the post. And if you don't already subscribe to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe. We appreciate you. It helps us, and we try to drop a lot of value add posts on how you can optimize your cost models inside of an organization. Thanks.